Hi, I'm Pam Vagniers with NutriPhysique, nutritionist and exercise physiologist. And you can see I'm happy as a clam because I'm just about to head out on a toning hike. And a toning hike combines strengthening along with cardiovascular exercise, so you get both exercises at once. I think it's the greatest thing ever because you get to be not in a dark, dingy gym on a beautiful day, but you get to be outside in a beautiful environment, enjoying it, and exercising in the best way possible with an interval program combining cardio and strength. As you can see, I have my wrist weights on, I've got some ankle weights on, so I'm heading out to start my hike out with some additional resistance to create a perfect toning training hike. So by using ankle weights and wrist weights, I'm going to be creating quite a bit more strength in my joints, and my hips and my knees, my shoulders, my elbows, and training myself to be a good, strong hiker. So you don't want to do this for a 3-hour hike. No, you don't want to do that. But it's a great idea to start with maybe 5 or 10 minutes if you've never done this before. Wear them for about 5 or 10 minutes. Just start wearing them around the house, getting used to it. And maybe, work yourself up to about a half an hour of hiking and then throw them in your backpack. It'll still give you some strength because you'll still be carrying around a little bit of extra weight, but you won't get overuse injuries. You don't want those, okay? You can get some overuse injuries by wearing these for too long when you're not ready. Okay? So here's a couple great exercises. All you got to do is find a boulder or a rock or even a fence. Make sure the fence is sturdy and isn't going to break on you. And I got a perfect little rock here. So I'm going to do some planks and some push-ups. So first of all, steady yourself and just plank it. Just hanging out here, it looks kind of easy. It's not. I'm working my core, I'm working all my muscles in my whole body. You can work this, you can either hold this or you can push up. You can do a set of push-ups, and you could do this sideways. Get some of the core muscles to the side of you and plank it. Put your arm up over your head, makes it a whole lot harder. It's like taking 10 pounds and adding 10 pounds to the exercise. And I'm working now my side core, working really hard. And you can do some one-armed push-ups here too. I'm not sure I'm strong enough for one arm. I think I have to do 2. I'll work up to 1 arms. Great way to get toned. So, I brought my weightlifting machines with me. Here it is. Weighs nothing. Take that along with you. And I found the perfect tree with the perfect branch. And I'm going to do a set of rows for my upper back and my arms. You can step as far away as you need to get good resistance. Make sure you're using a good, live, strong branch. A dead one might break, and it might be disastrous or painful. And just crank out a set of rows. I'm standing here in the shade under this beautiful tree. I'm looking at an incredible view. This is so much better than being in the gym, I can't even tell you. And I'm rocking out a set of rows. So another great exercise that people rarely do, there really isn't even a machine in the gym that does this. You get somewhat of strength in your core for rotation when you do an oblique sit-up, but this is even better. So you take your band, you grab it tight, and you grab that tight to your trunk, and you twist. And you're getting a great trunk rotation exercise. You don't want to just do this one way. You got to make sure you turn around and do it the other way. So you get both sides. So here's a great exercise for the entire hip, all the way around, 360 degrees around the hip. I always tell people you need to strengthen all the way around a joint, not just one side of the joint or two sides of the joint, but 360 degrees around the joint to have a strong, stable joint. So this is a great series for the hip. So I got my band hooked to the tree and hooked to my leg, and I'm going to do hip abduction for your outer thigh, outer hip. We're going to do hip extension for the back of the hip. We're going to do inner thigh for inside of the hip, and we're going to turn around and I'm going to grab the tree and I'm going to do front of the hip. If you don't want to mess with your band, or you just don't find the perfect tree with the perfect situation with enough room and something to hold on to, you can do this exercise just with your ankle weights, because remember, you got a couple pounds on your legs, so you can do hip flexion, hip abduction. Okay, this works great laying down too, but you probably don't want to lay down when you're hiking. Hip abduction. Okay, hip extension. Get some good exercises this way. So a great exercise for the triceps, or as people call them, their bat wings as we get older. Great area to keep toned. Not an area that we use all that much in daily activity, so it's important to keep it toned through exercises such as this. You can do this a couple ways. We can do it overhead like this. We got a nice tree branch hooked up. You can also come around and hit the triceps, same muscle group, this way. Working my bat wings. So the best part of hiking with those ankle weights and wrist weights on is taking them off. You feel like a feather. It's awesome. You hike along with them for a while and then take them off, put them in your backpack, and you just go, whew, light as a feather. It's awesome. And stronger for it too. But you want to end every hike with a bunch of stretches. Don't just jump in the car and forget to stretch. Stretching's important. So find a rock, give yourself the thigh stretch, do your back of the thigh, do inner thigh, sideways a little bit, hits the inner thigh a bit more, roll around and do your quadricep. And here's a great one for you. And you can do this, by the way, sitting in your office, because these muscles get tight from sitting, these particular ones, and from hiking, by the way. And you're doing something, a muscle called the piriformis, a bunch of hip rotators and stabilizers. Cross your legs, sit up straight, and lean forward until you feel a nice stretch in the back of your thigh, back of your butt more really. And get a nice stretch going. Switch it up. Do the other side. Don't forget to do some back stretches. It's a great one there. And some shoulder stretches. Just some nice, slow yawn stretch is my favorite stretch. Just a nice, slow stretch. And the most important part of doing a toning hike is to enjoy your vitamin G, the green, the nature. Be outside and really enjoy it, so that way you have fun. So have a great time on your toning hike. I hope I turned you on to a great idea to combine your strength training and your cardio in one beautiful hike. Enjoy.